Hi, Minna Viner. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Singer Dad Reacts. My name is Josh, and sorry I've been away for so long. I've been dealing with actually some technical issues. My Yeti Nano mic is just not working. So I don't know if any of you have any insights on that, but I'm getting a lot of feedback, a lot of buzzing, and it kind of cuts in and out. I've tried all the different things I can find on the web to troubleshoot it, that deal with power and where you plug it in and sound settings and all that, but um, to the point where I'm probably just gonna have to buy a new mic. So what you're getting on this reaction is actually the microphone on my webcam, my Logitech 925 webcam. So hopefully the quality is decent. Um, I had everything prepped for the reaction and wanted to be able to move forward, so I am. Um, in fact, just to let you know, so I did a full reaction, thought I had the microphone dialed in, and did a full reaction to Autumn Leaves. Several of you suggested that as one of the songs I could react to from when she was 10 years old. And so I went ahead and did a full reaction, recorded it, and the microphone was just really bad. And so there's no way I could clean it up in Adobe or anything. So I wasn't able to post that reaction, unfortunately. So hopefully this one works out and I'm able to post it. Um, this song was another one that was suggested by several of you. I'm still holding out for you. And as I do with all of my reactions, I did some research on this song and I read about how Mr. Brandon Lowry, also known as Baby Fuzz, um, he's a guy that's written a lot of songs for major artists, and he actually was working on this song and pitched it to several artists, but never got any takers. And so he decided just to do it himself. And I watched his music, the official video of his performance of this song, just to get some context and get a feel for the song. And it's really a cool song. And he's very talented, got a great voice, and I love the kind of the feel of the song. So I'm interested to see what Angelina does to this. She always puts her own spin on it, and um, she's such an artist for her age. She's a prodigy. So anyway, those of you that are new to my channel, part of what I do at the beginning is I read through the lyrics. I talk about what the message could be of the song and the story and all of that. So if you're not interested in that, there are little chapters on my YouTube videos. You can skip ahead to the reaction. So lyrics, songwriter, as I mentioned, Brandon Lowry. Um, the lyrics that I got, which were directly from the link to this video actually, are I've been hanging on your shadow for so long, dreaming about an old tomorrow in a song. I'll keep holding out for you. I'm still holding out for you. Lord, another late night wasted on my own. Looking through 1,000 faces on my phone. I'll keep holding out for you. I'm still holding out for you. You can take my breath away. I'll still be breathing. You can take your breath. You can take your love away. My heart will still be beating for you. I'm holding out for you. I've been thinking about your crazy effing lies. Couldn't even faze me, even if I tried. I'll keep holding out for you. I'm still holding out for you. And then it repeats. As I hold it down for you, I'm holding out for you. As I hold it down for you, I'll go down to the river. Hold my head under water. Pray to God he delivers me from your ways. And even if I drown, I'm going to hold it down for you. Yeah, so this is interesting, and it also gave me additional context on the song when I was reading more about kind of Brandon's comments about the inspiration for the song, right? So here's a quote he gave that says, It's just a cyclical behavior of rejecting others in an attempt to affirm an old flame that will never work. He said it's actually the whole idea of the song. So this is kind of the premise of the song. It's just, this behavior of just isolating yourself and not being open to new relationships and just kind of getting stuck in this rut of getting over someone or not moving on type thing, right? That's the whole premise of the song. But some of the imagery that he did here is really cool with, I'll go down to the river, hold my head underwater, pray to God he delivers. So it's kind of a similar metaphor for what he's actually doing, right? It's like you're not going to magically just be brought out from the water and saved. Um, just like you're not going to just magically find your soulmate without making an effort and picking yourself up and going out and continue to try. So I think that's kind of the comparison he makes there. So very cool. Again, I'm excited to see her take on it. Those of you that are new to my channel or that haven't already, if you could please click on subscribe, click on the little notifications bell there, so that you can be notified of any of my new reactions. Again, I'm dealing with these technical issues, and I've just got this new green screen and the lights and all that, so trying to work out all that. So hopefully the lighting in this reaction is adequate and works well with the color balance. But so these are types of things that you deal with as a creator on YouTube, that you guys as viewers don't really see as far as the behind the scenes. But I thank you for your patience, and let's jump in here. I'm not sure if this is an actual video, if this is just pictures of her and then the actual audio. I'm not sure, but this is definitely the video that was in the thumbnails for the other people that I saw that have reacted to this song. So it looks like the right one. Yeah, this sounds similar to Baby Fuzz.
I've been hanging on your shadow
Ooh.
for so long.
Oh, that's low.
Dreaming about an all tomorrow and a song.
That's the lowest I think.
Keep holding out for you.
That's the lowest I think I've heard her sing. I don't think I've heard her sing that low before in any song. Wow. Again, 10 years old. I'm trying to get a grasp on this, because her voice, her style, her feeling, the way she's singing the song, and the rhythms and the way that she's singing, it just doesn't equate in my mind to a child that's 10 years old. But again, every time I've watched one of her performances, I'm flabbergasted by all of these things, her artistry and everything. So this shouldn't surprise me that the same thing is happening on this one. So let's get back to it. I'll go back.
And a song. Now I keep holding out for you.
How she kind of fades out at the end of that phrase.
I'm still holding out for you. Lord, not the daylight wasted. I'm on my own. Look.
I love how she's like really mixing up the phrasing. It's really similar to what Baby Fuzz did. She's really good at that as far as kind of stylistically, matching the feel of the song as it was originally intended, but yet adding her own flavor to it. And it was interesting when I was reading from from Baby Fuzz's comments about kind of his inspiration for the song. He was talking about this group that he'd been listening to. I can't remember the name of the group, but something Alabama something. But he had talked about like the gospel roots. So he has there's different rock riffs in here, but also some gospel kind of feel to it as well. And she's bringing that into it very well.
Lord, not the daylight wasted.
She cut that phrase shorter.
I'm on my own, looking through 1,000 faces on my phone. Now I keep holding out for you. I'm still
got some harmonies in there.
I'm holding out for you.
Every song she does where she's doing a cover, listen to it and you're like, this is her own. This is Angelina. This is not Angelina doing a cover of Baby Fuzz, because she adds her own distinct elements to it. Just like I talked about briefly there with the phrasing and the way that she's kind of adding little riffs at the end of each of the phrases and some of the words within the phrase, right? And she added harmonies in with the you that part. Yeah, she's an artist. She's a 10-year-old artist. Granted, she was a 6-year-old artist when I did my first reaction of her, so she's just more of an artist and signature to the song she does as she gets older. I can't imagine what she's doing now. That's part of why I'm trying to get through all of these different kind of core songs that she does at these different ages. I don't want to do like all of the performances she did at 10 and 11 and so on. I just want kind of these core performances. So if you guys could help me with that and kind of guide me and say, okay, yeah, like you have been doing very well actually, and kind of say, yeah, these are the gold nuggets. These are the ones you really need to react to from this time period. So I think this will be my final 10-year-old one, and then so if you can tell me in the comments, which ones from when she was 11 that I should listen to, give me like your top 5, and then I'll kind of look at the collective top 5s and then pick the ones that are most often mentioned and then react to those, maybe 2 of those from that time frame next, and try to move forward in the timeline to get to her recent stuff soon, hopefully. So thank you for your patience.
We'll still be beating for you.
I wonder if that's her voice doing the harmonies or if she has someone else singing with her. Sounds like it's someone else.
I'm holding out for you. I've been thinking about you crazy all the time.
That's so
Couldn't
low.
even face me, even if I tried. Now I keep holding out for you. I'm still holding out for you. You can take my breath away, but I still be breathing. You can take your love away, but my heart will still be beating for you. I'm holding out for you. I'm holding out for you.
See little elements like that where she's adding in kind of this little siren type sound in the back to kind of differentiate. She's awesome. She's going to be big. And that's the thing. She's coming into her own at 10 years old already with this performance. She's mainstream. She's got a song here that you can hear on the radio that has all those elements that is unique and it almost kind of reminds me of Adele. You know how Adele just has that very distinct sound to her voice, very distinct style. And so like when you hear her, you're like, oh yeah, that's Adele. Angelina has that. I'm not saying their voices are similar, but I'm just saying that kind of persona, that uniqueness and style and all of that is there at this age. It's crazy. But yeah, the phrasing, her musicality is awesome. That's one thing as a singer that you strive for is what I mean by musicality is like her rhythm and her phrasing, like where she cuts off and then the instrumentation comes in right where it's supposed to like be a cutoff. So those types of things you notice as a singer and a performer where you're dealing with kind of having to follow the rhythm and hold the notes out the length they're supposed to be and be in sync with the instrumentation. So I can definitely sense that with her that her musicality is just genius level, and she just feels it because it just seems effortless for her. There's that silent.
Yes, I hold it down for you. I go down to the river when I'm on water. Break out in livers, me from your eyes. And even if I drown, I gotta hold it down
Ooh, that was a cool riff. I need to go back and listen to that riff again. Again, different part of the song, right? And this is part of what makes an artist. Listen to their performance, and it feels like it would if they were a painter, and there's different textures and colors and and strokes and things like that that kind of tie in with what a painter would do. If you have that happening throughout the song, that's part of what makes an artist. And if I just were to go back through this song, I could point out all those different things like that, and I have kind of pointed out some of them along the way. But she just brings each of those different textures. And this latest part here at the end, it's different from the other stuff that she's been singing in the beginning part of the song. So she's adding a different element to it, just like you would for a story or a painting or whatever. So go back and listen to a little bit because
I go down to the river
here.
when I'm on water. Break out in livers, me from your eyes. And even if I drown, I gotta
She
hold
added
it
that.
down.
Wow. I love how they show her. She's just in her bare feet walking on looks like the beach or something. That's a cool shot. That is cool. She's like holding up the moon. Wow. Yeah, she's the real deal. No question. Um, I was kind of get a little speechless at the end of my Angelina reactions because I just don't know what to say. It's like I've said quite a bit of it during the reaction. She just she has it. She has the X factor, and she has the voice to back up the X factor. It would be one thing if she had these instincts about, music and how to do certain things, with the song, like some of the stuff I've talked about, like the phrasing and, you know, the riffs and these different things that she adds in there. But she also has the vocal agility and talent to perform these things, to actually do the things that she wants to with the different elements of the song. So there were times in there where she was changing the timbre of her voice, so making it kind of more nasal or more kind of biting, and to kind of add something to the phrase that way. And she does that on every performance where she's kind of changing up, the way that she sends the sound out and with the way she sings and the way it comes out um, as part of the performance. So yeah, she's beyond gifted that way as far as just being a chameleon with her voice and being able to kind of just change it up and do whatever she wants with it. Each song sounds different. Just like I put a spell on you, you put that next to this song, and it sounds a lot different. But she's able to just kind of, switch up the style of what she's performing and how she's, you know, handling her voice and how she's manipulating her voice in a different way to bring the message of that song versus this. And that's what's crazy about her at this age that excites me for what she's going to be able to do now and going forward. It's unheard of. So, um, huge fan. She's awesome, and I'm excited to continue down her road. So again, put your suggestions down in the comments for 11-year-old Angelina songs that I can do next. And so I want to work through and not make it so far in between my reactions of Angelina going forward, so that we can move forward and get to her recent stuff sooner than later. So thanks again for your patience. As I do with all of my reactions, I will close by saying, you need to know that you are loved, you are special, and you can accomplish your dreams. And I hope that you have people in your life that help with that support you and are a source of happiness to you and peace um, in today's crazy world. Um, and I hope that my channel can kind of provide some of that solace and escape from the world. And that's kind of the premise of my channel, Music Lights the World. So hopefully that's what it does for you. And I try to choose music that is illuminating in some way, provide some kind of light and entertainment and inspiration, whatever those things are. So thanks again for your patience with me and not having reactions coming very often right now. And hopefully I can get my microphone situation squared away and put out some more reactions. Take care.